Right. She literally took everything I had.
4 women speaking out for the first time, detailing investment deals gone wrong.
There were a lot of red flags.
Thousands of dollars gone in the blink of an eye. The North Carolina Department of Justice investigation underway, and the women's cautionary tale for you. Plus,
I lost my home, my car got repossessed, my savings got depleted, my reputation has been tarnished. The last 3 years of my life, it really has ruined me.
the Grand Strand businesswoman at the center of the DOJ's investigation, breaking her silence.
And before I opened my Bible, I opened my mouth. And I'm paying for it every day since then.
Why she's claiming she's the victim too in an exclusive interview. This is the Billionaire Broke Girls.
This is a WMBF News Investigates special report.
Good evening, I'm Darian Henderson. This is Billionaire Broke Girls, a WMBF News Investigates special report. We've uncovered quite the story about the risk of investing, but first, let's set the stage here. A self-proclaimed Grand Strand millennial mogul and her business partner are at the center of a North Carolina Department of Justice investigation connected to several investment deals. You'll soon hear from 4 investors of mostly women coming forward from the Carolinas and as far as Minnesota. This resembles something out of a documentary, but it's not a TV show. It's the reality of 4 women who say they were sold a lie with no refund. These 4 women are among at least a dozen people filing complaints with the North Carolina Department of Justice, where they report one thing they say connects them all.
We were lied to by Jamie and Selman and Shireen Hemingway.
Each one,
I invested $25,000.
different amounts.
I invested nearly $15,000 collectively.
I invested $15,000.
I invested about $30,000.
And the ladies say it's all the same story.
We were all anxious and eager to provide a better future for our families.
Jeanette Vasquez, Leslie Briggs, and Candace Anderson and LaTanya Green all say this started with the promise of building generational wealth through investments in boats, vacation rentals, tiny homes, restaurants, and even a greenhouse farm.
It just seemed like, okay, this is legit.
However, the ladies say it appears to have all been an old game with a new twist. Here's the strategy according to the complaints. Start a limited liability company, commonly known as an LLC, pitch the money-making idea to potential investors, watch as the cash flow in, and run off with the money. Online records show Jamie and Selman and Shireen Hemingway started their first company, Tiga Hills Collective, in June 2022, a North Carolina-based LLC where investors will buy into a hydroponic greenhouse farm to grow cannabis.
I was super excited because I grew up on a farm. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. So I was like, wow, cannabis is something new. It's starting to grow. And I was like, oh my gosh. How much do I need to pay to get in?
Briggs says $5,000 ended up being her magic number, and she gave the women this check. Immediately, Selman and Hemingway used it to start the process of buying Tiga Hills Farm in Fort Mill, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Mindy Robinson and her now-deceased husband, Mark, owned the property and negotiated the nearly $1 million deal. Did they sound like they could finance this type of project and get it going?
From the beginning, the idea was that they would provide I would provide some kind of owner financing, and they were going to provide a certain amount up front.
Was that something that you guys were interested in, or were you just trying to just sell the property?
We were willing to consider owner financing, knowing that we were taking a risk.
Robinson claims even with the sweetheart deal, there always appear to be issues. She says when her husband suddenly died in summer of 2022, the lady sent this email demanding a substantially lower asking price.
From a very personal point of view, I was running a business that had been a 2-person entity, my husband and me doing it together. We had employees, I had people I was responsible for. They needed to know what was going on with the farm so that they could make life decisions. I was doing that on my own, and then to have it continually, just like every time I would get an email from my realtor, I was like, what's it gonna be this time? Because it just felt like it was getting less and less stable.
By December 2022, Robinson says it became clear the deal wasn't happening, and she recalls Selman and Hemingway asking for their $5,000 in escrow back.
That was just sort of like the final straw. I mean, it just confirmed that I needed to not be working with him anymore.
Robinson says she eventually agreed to split the money. That ended the saga for her, but the year-long exchange still makes her wonder.
The question, that is always in the back of my mind, if they're so credible, why don't they just go to the bank and get a bank loan?
Throughout 2023, the investors say Selman and Hemingway encouraged them to keep their money in Tiga Hills Collective, while a lease agreement shows they tried snagging a farm for free here in Loris, South Carolina on B&S Road. It appears to have been just that, because that farm plan went nowhere, and I spoke with Jeffrey Gore, who's listed as the landlord. He declined to comment, saying, quote, "This situation is none of my business." The investors say the duo stayed busy pitching them another attractive business opportunity by the initials BBG.
Billionaire Boat Girls had supposedly Airbnbs, supposedly had container homes, supposedly had all this stuff. And then the only thing that we needed was to go buy boats.
Briggs says after looking at BBG's social media page, she believed her investment was money well spent. Problem is, we couldn't find any online records showing boats registered to Hemingway, Selman, Billionaire Boat Girls, or Tiga Hills Collective. As for those Airbnbs, the company revealed to WMBF News it flagged the listing from BBG and removed the account due to violating their policy. For LaTanya Green, she says thinking of Selman's investment pitch has been nothing short of infuriating.
She literally took everything I had. So if I had lost my job, I had nothing, no money whatsoever.
The investors say this all came to a head in January 2024 when they received this email from Hemingway revealing the end of Billionaire Boat Girls and Tiga Hills Collective. The ladies recalled by that time already connecting the dots and demanding a refund. Do you expect to get your money back?
No, we don't.
Several investors are now taking their complaints to the FBI, the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs, and the North Carolina Department of Justice, who shared with WMBF News the Attorney General is reviewing 10 complaints.
We're going to tag, we're going to post.
The ladies are also sharing their stories on social media and offering some advice about how to gain true generational wealth.
Do your research. Take some time. It's okay. It's okay. You even though as bad as we do want it now, it's okay. Just be patient, because it is going to come, and the right people will come, not the ones that's going to take advantage of our good hearts and our good intentions.
We've contacted Jamie and Selman, and she sent over this email saying in part, quote, "Only communication I will be sending out will be through my attorney in court. At this point, no charges have been filed, nor have we been served any civil paperwork, and I will not be speaking to anyone without counsel." Shireen Hemingway, on the other hand, sat down with me in an exclusive hour-long one-on-one interview, and I wasted no time getting to the bottom of this. Was it a lie from the beginning?
It was a dream.
Though Shireen Hemingway says she chose ambition over her sense of judgment, she's opening up about her failed 3-year business dealings with Tiga Hills Collective, Billionaire Boat Girls, and business partner Jamie and Selman. The Myrtle Beach native recalls meeting Selman on Facebook in 2020 and gravitating towards her energy.
I have a passion of essentially taking generational curses and turning them into generational wealth. And so to meet someone who had come from such a hard background, understanding of where she was now, knowing of who I was, I really thought they were kindred spirits coming to meet.
By 2022, Hemingway remembers being hesitant at first when Selman pitched the idea of investment company Tiga Hills Collective and buying Tiga Hills Farm in Fort Mill, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Documents show Hemingway is one of 3 people, including Selman, with $250,000 cash on hand in June 2022. Hemingway clarifies she never had to invest a dime.
My contribution was sweat equity. I did not contribute any cash to that. And so there was no money I could account for, because the agreement was, hey, you don't have any money anyway, Shireen, so we're going to get sweat equity out of you in exchange for us putting this money up.
Were y'all collecting money?
Money was collected.
How much?
Money, that's where we're here, is I don't have any records of that. I can only speak to the $5,000 non-negotiable due diligence that Leslie Briggs paid.
Hemingway says they used Briggs $5,000 to negotiate to buy Tiga Hill's farm. She says building inspections are to blame for why that deal fell through and asked for owner Mindy Robinson's escrow money to pay back Briggs. Was it her responsibility to pay that investor back though, or was it you all's responsibility?
Well, nobody asked Mindy to pay it back. That we asked for
just your money back.
Correct, knowing that she could say no because it's a non-refundable due diligence. We asked because the investor asked us.
Robinson ended up splitting the money with Hemingway and Selman. She adds a second 96-acre farm property also fell through, but there appeared to be light at the end of the tunnel with a rent-free farm in Loris.
I was told that the greenhouses were purchased.
From where?
I was told that the greenhouses were purchased and will be planning to be delivered to the 14 acres. When I reached out again to ask for updates, when's the delivery date, what's going on, a lot of things began to happen.
So you never seen any financials when it came to how much money I had or even receipts when it came to buying these greenhouses and solar panels and things of that nature, even though you were on the clerical work?
Correct. So I was in charge of, there is the LLC that had the Truist bank account in it was used for website maintenance. So I don't want to say that I had no privy to any money.
How much money was in that Truist account?
Less than $1,000. It literally was an account used for expenses.
While the duo continued pursuing Tiga Hills Collective and bringing in new investors, they were pitching a different investment company, Billionaire Boat Girls or BBG, hoping to buy everything except for what's in its name, at least according to Hemingway.
Billionaire Boat Girls was not created to buy boats. Billionaire Boat Girls was an investment group created to take small collectives amount of money and to be able to buy big real estate projects, meaning Shireen, myself, or you yourself can't go out and buy an old Walmart building, right? But if we got together with 15 of our colleagues, we put each of our $1,500 together, then we'll have enough to go get the down payment. That was the idea of Billionaire Boat Girls. It was not about boats.
The PowerPoint did speak to investing into those things. So how was that not a part of it?
I guess what I was saying is we didn't pitch it as we're just buying boats.
In the initial email, it said y'all had 2 Airbnb properties in Charlotte, an 11-acre container home development by Compartment by BBG Luxury, and then a villa in Las Vegas. Did y'all have that?
I am aware that there were promises made with my name and with this business name that may not have been true.
Hemingway maintains she's not sure how much money investors pumped into Billionaire Boat Girls or Tiga Hills Collective, but recalls her friendship with Selman fading in early 2023 that eventually troubled their business dealings by the end of the year. Hemingway believes much of the blame lies with Selman, saying she was responsible for making the investments work.
Leading up into the fall, again, I'm asking questions, I'm asking for receipts, I'm asking for updates, not realizing that when our friendship dissolved, my name became a target. Forget the money, my character. I can go find money any day of the week, but my reputation and my character is literally all I have. And so I reached out to investors and just told them as vulnerable as I could what happened. I understand what that makes me look like. I understand that as a person who decides you want to start a business and the responsibility that it takes to be a co-founder of something, what this does to anyone who wants to continue to do business with me, I understand all of that.
Hemingway says she is cooperating with the North Carolina Department of Justice and has turned over all of her documents. But her newfound clarity is water in the sand for the women now out of thousands of dollars.
Shireen, I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed that you allow all this time to go through and said absolutely nothing. And you wait till the 11th hour to say something.
So what do you say to investors who say, hey, listen, it's good she came forward, but a little bit too late?
For the last 3 years, I apologize to anybody I brought in contact with this situation and this woman.
Again, Jamie and Selman sent us an email adding, quote, her attorney has been paying close attention to the slander and what is being said or published that is true as well as false. Our exclusive interview with Hemingway isn't over just yet. Coming up, she's revealing why she put an Atlantic Beach investment deal with similar tactics on hold. Welcome back to the Billionaire Broke Girls, a WMBF Investigates special report. In the summer of 2023, just months before revealing to investors their deal fell through, Sherane Hemingway moved back here to Myrtle Beach, where she started a new business venture, Atlantic Beach Skate. Yet another investment deal that instantly raised eyebrows.
My biggest regret with Atlantic Beach Skate is announcing what I'm doing instead of just doing it and allowing it to come to fruition.
Sherane Hemingway realizes now that she is not the poster child for crowdfunding, but that didn't stop her from launching a Kickstarter account to fund a 70,000 square foot skating rink and electric car charging station in Atlantic Beach in the summer of 2023.
So we were budgeting for about a $1.8 million project.
That's a lot of money.
Yep.
Did you have the money for that?
Did I have the money for it?
Yeah, at that time.
Did Sherane have it? No, but Sherane had a vision.
With no money and a year before her projected opening date, Hemingway held fundraising events at restaurants like Buffalo Wild Wings, where she claimed she collected less than $500. By March 2024, Hemingway says there were several investors ready to go. That's until Tika Hill's Collective and Billionaire Broke Girls investors started sharing their stories on social media.
The lies.
We're going to tag, we're going to post, we're going to put up receipts on here, so you will know to stay away from these people.
Anybody in their right mind would say, hey, I know I gave you that promissory letter for X amount, everything going on. It's okay if I back up for a second? And then that continued to happen over and over and over again.
How much would you promise?
I had my initial deposit of $100K. As far as people promising, I had someone promising 30,000, someone promising 25, 15. Again, no money promises.
Gotcha.
Because again, I wanted to be sure that before I took a dollar from anybody else in my life, I can be able to truly show you what was coming.
Needless to say, Atlantic Beach Skate now sits in limbo.
It was simply me pitching a dream going into this, knowing that there was a day I can take those investors, walk into a bank, which is what should have happened with the other ones, and then walk out with the proper funding. That's how Atlantic Beach Skate became my lesson learned.
Reflecting on her less than stellar track record, Hemingway now sees clearly that her bright ideas need to reflect her bank account. What did you learn from all of this?
What have I learned?
Yeah.
At first, I thought that I'm not cut out for entrepreneurship. I learned that I probably should quit. That was the first thing that I was faced with. This was probably the first time in my life that I felt like a failure to my family, to my friends. I felt like people were ashamed of me. There was always going to be a version of a crucifixion because the old me had to die to step into who God called me to be. But that doesn't mean that I have to be less of a Christian, less of a good person, and that doesn't mean that I have to go into this world and not continue an entrepreneurship journey, because every entrepreneur look like a failure until they succeed. Every one of them. From Kanye to Jeff Bezos to whoever. And I'll keep moving forward.
Hemingway is now selling life insurance, and it's unclear when she plans to put her Atlantic Beach Skate dream back into motion. Now, you may be wondering how to protect yourself from putting your life savings into an investment dream. Here's 3 things you need to know. Thanks for watching this WMBF News Investigates special report. I'm Darian Henderson. We will continue to follow this story and bring you the latest on WMBFnews.com. If you believe you've been a victim of these investment deals or any others, head on over to our website and submit a tip. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.